Namaste, yoga friends. Welcome to today's Kids Yoga Meets Astrology. My name is Doreen Foxwell, and today we are talking about the super full moon happening on August 1st at 2:35 in the afternoon, Eastern Time, I believe. And this full moon, being a super moon, means that it appears it's closer to the Earth. So it's going to look even grander, even larger than life. And I actually saw it last night. It wasn't quite full yet, and it was, so splendid in its glory, beautiful. And so a full moon is a time to release things. And each time we have a full moon, it falls under a different zodiac sign. This time, this full moon is one of two full moons we're going to have in August. And this super full moon falls under the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is all about we and the collective and socially doing things that are just and right. And so how this might affect your children is that in a positive way, they might want to be doing things like donating things, donating their time. But in the shadow way, they might be saying things like, this isn't fair, life's not fair, it's not fair, why does so-and-so get to do that and I don't get to do that? So it might show up in that way, but it might not. But this is a good time to focus on your friendships, your children's friendships, your children's relationship, your own relationship with your children, and all of those around you. I was reminded today, talking to my son, that it takes a village to raise a child. Raising a child is not easy today. And trying to do it, especially alone or without any help, even more challenging. And I see it with a lot of the military families in that Fayetteville area. But you really need to connect to your people. Who are your people? And during this Aquarius full moon, you really want to think about that for you and your child. What's working for you? What relationships are working and which ones aren't? And you kind of want to just release those that aren't. And I have a couple things out today to help you release that negative energy. Now, one of them is something called smudging that we do to release negative energy in the yoga world. And you can use a smudge stick. You can get these at all the metaphysical stores. You could use Palo Santo. And all that you do is you simply light them. This is best to do when you can have windows open so that you can kind of let the smoke smell go out. And I have a traditional feather that you go around and you bless your rooms and you release the negative energy, negative people, negative thoughts, negative vibes. And then you welcome in the good energy and the good vibes. And so a lot of times, some of us in the yoga world and New Age world will smudge first with our sage, let's say, and then we'll use our Palo Santo. And the Palo Santo will bring in the good. And again, you light that and you go through and you let the good energy come in. And for each room that you want to do this in your house, I've done it in my car, in our studio, of course we do that. You go through and you have the windows cracked open to let the negative energy out. You want it to go somewhere, you don't want it stuck in your house. And that's one way to get rid of that negative energy, and great to do on a full moon. Another good thing to do on a full moon is meditate. There's lots of ways to meditate. I wanted to bring out our singing bowl today. And some of you are really good at using a singing bowl and getting it to vibrate. And if you don't have a singing bowl at home for your children, there's plenty of them on YouTube that you can pull up. and meditate to a singing bowl. You might have other bells or chimes. These are one of my favorite, called tingsha bells. Tingsha bells are also something else you can use to cleanse the energy in your house and release negative energy. You go into corners of your rooms and corners of your house to get that energy moving and release the negative energy. Again, great to do on a full moon. Then some of you might like journaling better or to write. And I love like fun, beautiful bowls. This one says, may you know the peace, and it's in a yoga pose. And you can write your types of things you're releasing in this full moon, your intentions to release in this full moon, and put them in the bowl. Now, some adults will burn them, and maybe you have a fire pit that you can do that outside with. And some will just put it in there, and I personally like to save them for the year. And at the end of the year, when I put all of my tax stuff together, I like to read all of those things I released, and then on the new moon, all the intentions and manifestations that I had, and see, kind of check which ones came to fruition. So for me, it's a good way to kind of keep track of that. Also, this full moon is a great full moon to put your crystals out in a moon bath. Now, if it's raining outside, just keep them in so that they can just get the moonlight that might peek through the windowsills. There are some crystals you don't want to get wet. Even if it's cloudy outside, that moon is up there. I still put my crystals out, and this is just a small showing of my crystals. I had years ago somebody that painted these beautiful moon rocks. So hopefully you can see it from there. I have some beautiful painted moon rocks too, and some moons here. And for your friends, your little ones, I have a tiny squishable moon, just to represent the full moon. I also am very much into these days tarot oracle type cards, angel cards, and I also have my astrology decks. I absolutely love, for beginners, an astrology deck that is made by a friend of mine called Debbie Levine Spiegel, and it's called Fun with Astrology. And she made these great beginner decks that are so easy to use, where one side is your zodiac sign or your planet or your angles and conjunctions and things of that name and houses. And the other side is a description, but it's a brief description. And we're actually working on our own cards in Kids Yoga Meets Astrology that will be kid-friendly ones. But Debbie's are great for beginners, Fun with Astrology. But I also absolutely love beautiful illustrations, and the moon decks by Yasmin Boland are my absolute favorite for the moon deck cards. Now, I personally love to take out the card and read what the guidebook will tell you, but I also, being sensitive to energy, like to meditate and just see the energies I'm feeling. And with this Aquarius full moon, I am feeling it is really a great time to look at your own types of relationships for your children, your relationships. If what you're doing is something that is best for you or the collective, it's called, or humanitarian type efforts. This is all Aquarius type energy. But the other thing about Aquarius for this full moon, they're very, very, very intelligent, highly intelligent. So your child right now may be getting some really great ideas or sparks of ideas. You might be getting some sparks of ideas, and that is your Aquarian energy as well. So use it, because they're what's called an air sign. They are thinkers. And that's the last thing I'm going to leave you with. The air sign, the thinkers. Air signs, they are mental energy. Mental energy is actually left brain, but for you watching me, it'll look like this side. And so that left side, that side of the brain gets a lot of use. And it might also at times be too much. You need to balance it sometimes. So to balance it, we're gonna block that left nostril and just breathe in and out of the right nostril instead. And close off that left nostril and breathe in and out of the right nostril. This is where creativity happens. This side, or for you watching, it'll be that side, but it's your right side of the brain. Your intuition, psychic abilities, all that comes from the right side of the brain. And Aquarius people, they're often this left side, but some are both and very good at balancing both. So I don't speak for all, but during this Aquarius full moon, finally make sure you get around water of some kind. That's the one thing I forgot to bring out. Well, you all know what water is. It could be a pool, it could be a lake, it could be a river. For me, it's the ocean is my favorite body of water to go to, and I think I'm going to be doing that. So that at 2:35 I will be out there and I will be benefiting from the full moon in the sky and all its beauty. So make sure you take advantage of this full moon. Namaste. Have a great yoga day.